What's going on, everybody? Just like last video for Oppenheimer, technical difficulties have reared their ugly heads again. So, off jump apologize for the quality of the equipment we are using. Speaking of last video, I definitely did not add the title song, and I definitely kept some of our, I guess, our beginning, like our right when we press record talk at the beginning. I
Right.
normally do that because I think it's funny. This time I just forgot. So
Oh,
apologies for that one. But we are back and we are here because we have yet another screener. Thanks to the Grand Shucket. Thank you for helping us out with that. You stick around, hear a little bit about them at the end. Today they got us a screener for the comedy theater camp. Um, I watched the trailer for this movie maybe 30 minutes before we walked in. Because I had no idea what it was about, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, so it's a comedy."
right.
Um, and I gotta say, it was for me at least, it was quite surprising at
Mhm.
how much I kind of enjoyed the film. So let's talk about it.
All right.
All right, Jovi, start us off, Brody. I know you had a
Hey.
lot to say.
Yeah, I was just like when we left out, I had a lot to say. The simple plot to the movie is a mockumentary,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mockumentary. Yep.
mockumentary of a theater camp for, I would say, middle school or like maybe fifth grade to like eighth grade kids.
Yeah.
Um,
Nothing age range. Yep.
yeah, and it was very reminiscent of any, of course, the GOAT, The Office,
Mm-hmm.
and like Parks and Rec, like that kind of. I'm following you with a camera. Funny things are happening. Um, you know, it worked. It really
Yeah,
did work.
it did.
I think it works. That style of filming works so well because of The Office and because like it's really cool to this idea that you're sitting watching, like you're getting a background or like behind the scenes view of this realm that you wouldn't get. um if you guys don't know, Sam is more of the, he loves the plays and the musicals himself, and I frequent them too. So for us, I feel like this was cool. Even my son is into theater, so it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is funny. Like
They
this,
had two stars of one of my favorite musicals, Dear Evan Hansen. They were in it.
yeah. So it's like that's all it is. Like it's nothing more, nothing less. And then the big plot is they're going to lose the camp. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's about the camp is fledgling money, or
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a word, but it's hemorrhaging money, and yeah, they need. Basically, it all boils down to there's a big play at the end of the summer. If they can pull it off, they'll get the funding they need to
Right.
camp.
Right. Yeah.
Very
And
basic.
so it's like you start this. It starts off. I don't know. We're doing a spoiler review for this one, or
We're not going to do another spoil. I mean, don't. I mean, try not to spoil it as much as you can.
yeah, yeah, okay. Well, it's like you start off and it's like this traditional, you know, I'm like I'm lost for words because I have so much to say without kind of like ruining the feel for it, because I feel like this is something. How about I go with this? I feel like this is something that you go. I think you're really gonna pay that you're gonna laugh I mean every 2 minutes at least, because it's like they did a really good job. Oh gosh, I'm doing my goods. Let me do my bad. Yeah, I do my bads first. I'm all over the place because my internet is acting up and I'm flustered right now. Um, there are slow moments in this film where, and you guys know I'm classic for this. If I don't care, I don't care.
Yeah,
And there are slow moments in this movie where you didn't do a good enough job building the characters or building what's going on in the movie, that I care. I just want you to get back to being funny.
Okay.
It just doesn't do like, even like with Parks and Rec, if something serious happens, it's serious for a little bit and then someone's gonna crack a joke, right? With
Hmm.
this, they didn't do that. They was like, oh, this is a serious moment. Everybody's personality has to be serious. And it's like, no, you gotta break it with the comedy because you literally had me laughing for the last hour.
Right. Okay.
Uh, so that's my only negative, honestly. I like the way it was filmed. Um, I would have liked a little more looking into the camera because I think that's classic with these
Yeah,
kind
they
of
didn't really
things.
talk to the camera that
No,
much.
yeah, it's like in the beginning or like when they're introducing themselves, they did, but not yeah. Like you slowly start feeling like the camera's not there,
Hmm.
and then you're watching a movie, and so that's a good and a I guess is a good and a bad thing for the style that they were trying to get at. Um, the cast was cool. Seeing kid actors are awesome. I think we were in the last 5 or 6 years. It's like kid actors have really been getting their shine on the big screen. And with this one, these are some talented, like true actors, like stage actors, singing and dancing. And these are kids, but then the adult,
Very talented kids. That was
yeah,
going to be something I said.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know any of their names, but they could sing, they could dance. It was great.
yeah, and it didn't seem like they, were lip singing or anything or doing all
Hmm.
that. It was just like, okay, these are some talented kids. Um, Even when like the jokes got cracked on them, they had enough. They knew that enough comic, like they had enough comic presence that they could look at the camera or look away or look down. Like they knew how to like capture like their feelings and show it, which you're like kid actors aren't that good at that.
Yeah.
The adults in here, funny. I think it was more their themes I didn't care about compared to I want to know what's going to happen with this camp and build more of a story. It was like another camp where that was like an enemy. It's like, why is it always a camp with an enemy? Like this, the one that's down the street.
Oh, for the rich kids.
Yeah. And then like they show it, and then one of the kids had a freaking one of the original iPads with the bar on the back, the black bar. And I was just like, what is going on here? But no,
It
it
was a
was
camp for finance people, man. Yeah.
yeah, that's legit. Um, but fun, funny. Again, if you want to make something serious, if you want to keep us laughing and you want to just cut, it has to be a way where what you just did and what you just like, I want that quick, like this was really serious. You got the feeling, uh, progression and storytelling, and then all of a sudden, I got another joke, and then you go to the next scene. That's what I was waiting for, and I didn't get that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try. I don't have a lot, so I'm gonna try to keep it under 2 minutes. So my negative, I really only have the one. I mean, I get what you're saying about the slow moments. I guess I have been maybe 10, 15 minutes shorter. I think that's the one thing.
yeah,
The last song, even though I enjoyed it, I thought it was very funny.
yeah.
It went on a little bit longer than I thought it would.
Right.
um, And yeah, that's it. That's the only real negative I have. I was very surprised by how much I like this movie, like I said. I think the thing that gets me is the reason it's funny is because of how serious everybody is about theater in
Right.
this.
Right.
They take it over the top serious.
Yeah.
And that's both the adults and the children, man. It's so like like the adults just like they are children themselves. Like the two that we spend the most time with, the two camp counselors who basically writing the musical that goes on at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, their personalities are hilarious. Like
Right.
they are over the top with it. Like they are judging these kids so harshly. They're like, yeah, you can't act. But you know what? Manifest that pain that I just gave you
Right.
and come back better next year. And
Like,
it's like, how can you say that to like a 4-year-old? So, and then, like the kids, when they're singing and like, the lights go out or something, they're like, you are not going to ruin my solo. So,
right.
like, they're going to keep going. Like, I think like they all have the
Moments.
same brand of
Yeah.
comedy. And in this case, it worked, usually when everybody is comic relief in a movie, it doesn't work for me. But I guess in a comedy, if everybody is like has the same kind of comedy,
Right.
it worked out. I thought their approach to it was very funny. I do think that the setup for the plot, the plot device that set this whole thing up was also funny. Like the main character of the documentary falls into a coma in like the first 2 minutes in a very hilarious way.
Right.
And
I
then
didn't
the
say anything
documentary
because
crew
I
was
was
like,
like,
yeah,
that's
she fell into a coma our
yeah.
first day of recording, so we're just gonna focus on her son. Like, I thought that was funny.
I didn't say that because I was like, all right, that was pretty damn funny. Like that's what started
Yeah.
the comedy aspect.
Yeah. And I think that in this one, again, the reason I'm surprised, when the movie actually got funnier to me the longer I watched it. It
Mhm.
doesn't usually happen. Usually it's like, okay, this is the level of funny that you set like in the first act or the
Mhm.
first couple minutes. And I'm like, all right, I can take it or leave it. So, I kind of already had a score I was going to give it like after the first act. But then like it kept going and I was like, yo, I'm actually laughing harder now than
Yeah.
I was before. And that doesn't really happen. So that kind of changed my perspective on like again how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, honestly, I think it was a good watch. I know that I think it's doing pretty well in its limited release based on some figures I've seen. So I mean, hey, this is one. If, I do hope it does well. It's a good comedy. Again, I mean, I don't really have too much to say. I mean, it's a theater comedy, less than 2 hours. I think it's a good watch.
It, it
I think
comes
it'd be a good matinee.
yeah, good matinee, and I feel like it comes at a good time, especially with everything that's going on in the film industry.
Yeah,
Apparently it did well at Sundance, so
yeah, exactly. That's
it
what. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So what would you give this one, bro?
3.5.
All right, 3.5. I was going 3.5 in my head.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then the last song or
Yeah.
the last act, I was like, this is actually pretty good. I'm gonna go up to a 4. So your
Okay.
small couch review score is at 3.75.
That the ending is a pretty damn good ending, and I couldn't go a whole video without cursing. Uh it's that's how you end a movie.
Yeah.
And so whoever wrote this had to be started in stage plays and went into the movies
Mm-hmm.
because you got a lot of,
I thought the ending the ending was actually like the very end scene. It was actually pretty brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 3.75 guys. Theater camp. I hope you do see it. If you do, let us know what you think. Right down there in the comments, like Joey's saying. And if you like this video, please go ahead, hit that little subscribe button and the bell.
Bing!
Thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to be doing Barbie next, so stick around for that one. And until next time, we out.
Deuces.
Shout out to our friends over at the Grand Shuck It. They really do hold it down, and if you don't know who they are, you will definitely want to. So go check out their website at thegrandshuckit.com. There you will find all you will ever need in the world of anime, manga, TV shows, movies, books, comic books, video games. They have it all in one nice, simple, consolidated space. They post written reviews on all that stuff, and they have several hundred episodes of podcasts that are, quite frankly, hilarious. So go ahead, check out their website. Again, thegrandshuckit.com. And also give them a follow on Twitter. That way you will never not be in the know.